Here's your Farm and Ranch report from the Montana Ag Network.
Welcome back for our Farm and Ranch news. The world's eyes continue to look to the Ukraine and Russian border as political tensions continue to mount, and the presence of the U.S.'s involvement is still unknown. But how will this impact global commodities? Many farmers and ranchers and commodity traders are watching to see how this political situation unfolds and impacts the ag sector. Ukraine is a key player in global agriculture. It's #1 in global sunflower production, 6th in both corn and barley production, and 9th in soybean and wheat production. 12% of global wheat exports come from Ukraine, 16% of corn and 18% of barley also originate there. Back in 2020, Ukraine's ag exports were worth $22.2 billion. Now, if there is any disruptions in trade immediately, according to Joseph Glauber with the International Food Policy Research Center, it would be felt right away in the corn and sunflower seed oil sector rather than in wheat. A key factor, though, in that equation is that their wheat is usually exported internationally during the fall. But if the geopolitical issue impacts spring wheat planting, that could be a whole other issue in the months ahead. In other commodity-related headlines, we have some big news to report in the grain and oilseed merchandising industry. This week, Marubeni announced its reorganization of its grain business and U.S. grain strategy. Jeff Van Pevenosh is CEO of Columbia Grain International and told us this week that as part of the reorganization, Columbia Grain will expand its footprint in Montana and North Dakota.
In that, they have decided to sell their Gavilon Grain entity. Columbia Grain will acquire Gavilon Grain's assets in Montana and North Dakota, as well as a larger percentage of the Pacificor joint venture. It's a very exciting time for us, and it will help us to spread the specialty crop and oil seeds work that we do at our regular facilities into more footprint in North Dakota and Montana.
The transfer to Columbia Grain International is subject to closing conditions and the required regulatory approvals and is expected to close during the fiscal year ending March 31st, 2023. We'll be right back.